Oh, wow. Katt Williams just lit the timeline up again, because according to what's being discussed right now, there are claims that 50 Cent had multiple big names removed from the Netflix Diddy documentary. And we're not talking about random background figures. People are saying these are major headline-level celebrities. And what's wild is, Katt hinted months ago that something like this could happen. Now viewers think they're watching that prediction play out in real time. So let's break it down. This is exactly why you clicked. Katt Williams has reportedly stepped into the documentary conversation, and he's not sugarcoating it. The accusation is that certain people were protected and that the final cut doesn't show the full picture, not the names, not the ties, not the bigger network. If you remember Katt's earlier interviews where he basically said the truth always surfaces, a lot of fans believe this is what he meant. Here's what we're covering in this video.
In 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is...
We're going through the 7 names people claim were removed from the project, what Katt's comments are being interpreted as, and why some viewers think these specific celebrities were kept away from the spotlight. We'll also look at the rumored links people online keep connecting back to Diddy, and why critics say a platform like Netflix would be careful about what makes the final edit. And it gets even messier. There's also chatter that pressure was applied behind the scenes, even claims of attempted payoffs to keep certain names out. None of this is confirmed as fact, but the reason it's spreading is simple. People believe there are untouchable figures in entertainment, and when stories get too close to them, the details suddenly disappear. So the question is, was this documentary edited for clarity or edited for protection? Now, before we jump in, quick note. I'm not going to spend this video rehashing the same headline names everyone always drags into these conversations. You already know the usual suspects the internet loves to argue about. Today, we're focusing on the parts people say get edited, softened, or skipped. This really starts back in early 2024, when Katt Williams sat down on Club Shay Shay and basically warned that 2024 was going to be the year certain stories couldn't stay buried.
Just gave P. Diddy 4 years. Say that again. But take it 27 years. 4 years. Meanwhile, they tried to give me 4 years with 2 blunts I had no intention of smoking in the first place. Same 4 years. I don't give a fuck. Being an ass-kicking devil worshiper is not against the law. They put that man on a whole RICO because they thought he was for China. They said, bring out the 9 prophets. 9 niggas walked out. That ain't even get the law. Go on and get yourself. That man liked this so much as his punishment, they sent him to the place with the most. I ain't finna say.
He talked about powerful people, messy party culture, and how the truth has a way of forcing itself to the surface, whether anyone's ready or not. He even name-dropped a few public figures while making that point. And his message was clear. If the truth bothers you, there's probably a reason. Fast forward to now, and the timing is interesting. Netflix dropped a 4-part docuseries called Sean Combs, The Reckoning, executive produced by 50 Cent. It's being promoted as an inside look at the case and the public fallout, including footage of Combs recorded shortly before his arrest. The kind of behind-the-scenes material that instantly gets people asking, who had this? How did they get it? And why is it being shown now? And that's where the legal tension kicks in. Combs' team pushed back publicly, sending cease and desist warnings and arguing the footage was never authorized, while the filmmakers have maintained it was obtained legally. Either way, the dispute alone added gasoline to the conversation, because now it's not just about what's in the documentary, it's about what someone tried to stop you from seeing. Here's why it matters in the bigger picture. Combs was convicted in 2025 on 2 federal counts related to transportation for prostitution, while being acquitted of the most serious charges tied to sex trafficking and racketeering.
That Snoop Dogg, not again, mentioned him in December of 2020, but everybody beat the hell out of me. Through you, that can't be true. What the hell do I know, right? And then recently it just came out again and Snoop Dogg got accused of trafficking children. And what did everybody do? Ooh, Snoop Dogg is at the halftime. I'm going to the halftime. But we canceled Dr. Seuss and Jemima. And nobody mad. Nobody. Super Bowl happens. They were dripping down from the letters, the LVI. I know, but that's fine. That's fine. Let's go to the game. Make some hot wings. It's fine. It'll pass. It'll pass, right? It's a phase. It's just a phase. But oh no, tell somebody that plastic straws are coming back and throw a fit. Let a convict get arrested. Somebody put a knee on a convict's neck and it's over. Neck of it out. Crickets. Crickets. Nothing. Everything's fine.
He was later sentenced to just over 4 years in federal prison, along with a major fine. But the criminal case isn't the only storm around him. There's still ongoing legal pressure on the civil side, and that's where things can continue to expand over time. So when people look back at Katt's 2024 warning, and then look at how this documentary rolled out, the reaction is basically, was he predicting the exact details? Or was he calling out a pattern? Because in this business, the loudest question is never just what happened, it's who gets named and who gets left out. So when he makes a joke that lines up with what he's been hinting at for months, people take it as him basically saying, yeah, I told you. Now let's get into the names people online claim were kept away from the final cut. First name that keeps popping up, Snoop Dogg. And I know some of you are thinking, Snoop? For real? But hear me out. Not because there's proof of wrongdoing, but because of one simple reason, proximity. Snoop and Diddy have been in the same industry circles for decades. Same events, same era. Overlapping business relationships, collaborations, and mutual connections. So when a documentary tries to map out a world, viewers naturally ask, if we're telling the full story, why are certain longtime names barely mentioned? Despite years of rumors and messy chatter, his career never slowed down in any public way. He stayed visible, stayed booked, stayed mainstream, including major, high-profile appearances that only happen when a brand believes you're safe. So for a lot of viewers, that becomes the whole point of the debate. Not is this true, but who gets protected from even being questioned? And if you think Snoop is a reach, wait until you hear the next names people are bringing up. Someone gets accused of something that's serious, yet still shows up on one of the biggest stages in America. Meanwhile, other brands and public figures have been canceled over way less. Next name people keep bringing up, Kevin Hart. Kevin's angle is interesting because he's spoken around the topic, but always carefully. He was known to be around Diddy's party scene back in the day, close enough that people online claim he saw more than he ever says. There were old clips fans keep resurfacing to argue he understood the vibe. And recently, when Kevin hosted the BET Awards, he tossed in jokes that some viewers took as more than just comedy.
Somebody to invite him in. Hey, don't do it. Okay? We all saw the movie Sinners. Don't let his here. So he can bite somebody. So he can bite Playboy Cardi again, okay? Playboy Cardi definitely been bit. Something happened. Playboy Cardi's been bit. I know he has. Nobody let Kanye in. No! Tonight, I will do my part. Everybody will get flowers. I'll do my part to make sure that I put us on a high pedestal, man. Also, I'm gonna do my part. I'm shutting down the idea of after parties. No after parties tonight, okay? None. Take your home after this. That's why I did it on a Monday. I did it on a Monday. People gotta go to work tomorrow. No after parties. That's where it's slippery at them after parties. Okay? We're learning a lot about people, ain't we? We're learning a lot. God is good all the time. Kurt, that makes it right. Whatever I just said goes away. Funny.
thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close, but it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. You know, shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, just let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, like, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. I should look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, I mean, damn, pause, but like, that's how, I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes, you know what I'm saying, before pause was invented, you know what I'm saying, but it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
Yo, what the did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen,
we having a good time, yo. Oh, your usher made it in the. Hey, yo.
Fuck that mic. I'm a thug. At the end of the day, I kill niggas, man. No, listen. At the end of the day, I kill niggas.
He cracked remarks about after parties, said that's where things get slippery, and added, "We learning a lot about people, ain't we?" Then he made it a point to say no after parties and even highlighted the scheduling like it was intentional. On the surface, it's jokes, but people watching closely think he was signaling, not just performing. That wasn't random, that felt deliberate, but there's more. Orlando Brown has thrown out some extreme claims over the years, including allegations involving Kevin Hart and money. And to be clear, those are not verified.
Took $50 million to unversion his hole.
Can you explain a little bit?
No, I just told you.
Now, Still, the reason Kevin's name keeps getting pulled into these conversations is because people believe he's been close enough to the industry's back rooms to know what really goes on. He came up around powerful circles, saw the scene up close, and now he's too big to casually get dragged into a narrative like this without it shaking a lot more than just one career. That's why the theory online is, if Kevin was left out, it wasn't an accident. It was protection. Because pulling him in would mean pulling in the wider comedy world. And that opens a whole other door nobody wants to deal with. Now let's talk about Mace. This one frustrates people because Mace was genuinely close to Diddy during the Bad Boy era. Right in the center of the music, business, and the culture around it. If anyone would have first-hand context, it would be him. But what stands out is how quiet he's been. He fought for years to get out of his situation, and even after that, he rarely goes directly at Diddy. There are old interviews fans bring up, like that V103 moment where Diddy publicly said Mace was free.
No, this is freedom paper.
No, I set the
What's up, Mace?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, man. 4 o'clock, man.
Robin is back in the building. What up, Batman?
What up, Mace? How you doing, boy?
Better than I look.
What's up, Mace? How you been, man?
I'm chilling, man. All my cars still work. Just the Puff doing good stuff, you know?
Hey, every once in a while, you got to do something good.
And viewers read Macy's body language as tense, surprised, almost overly thankful. Whether that means fear, pressure, or just discomfort, people can't agree, but they definitely notice. It looked like control still existed in some form. Mace even said it took him 10 years to get the paperwork sorted, and he seemed genuinely stunned that Diddy would give anything back. He even joked about how he used to see Puff doing good things. And think about how strange that is. Someone who was around for years sounding surprised by basic decency. That alone is why people read the situation as deeper than business. So the theory goes, Mace was kept out of the documentary because his silence raises too many questions. Either he doesn't want to talk, he can't talk, or there's still influence behind the scenes. And if you put him in the spotlight, the next question becomes, what does he know and why won't he say it? Now we have to talk about Meek Mill. And I'm not gonna lie, this part is messy. Meek has been in the same high-powered circles for a long time, and rumors have followed him for years. Recently, Orlando Brown threw out another shocking line that got clipped everywhere. Not proof of anything, but enough to reignite the chatter. Then an audio file started circulating online, with people claiming Meek was one of the voices and that the other voice was Diddy. That's not confirmed, but it spread fast, and Jaguar Wright, who's known for making bold industry claims, also weighed in and said she believed the voice sounded like Diddy.
Real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was Nicki put that out there. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek. She just wasn't gonna tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
Again, allegations and internet speculation, not verified facts. But that's exactly why Meek's name keeps getting pulled into this conversation. The clip was graphic and seriously damaging. It spread fast, then disappeared just as quickly. And that's exactly why people think Meek wasn't included, because nothing about that audio was officially verified. And building a mainstream documentary around something unproven is basically begging for lawsuits. Meek is still active, still connected, and has the resources to fight back hard. So the theory is, 50 made a business decision. If you can't prove it 100%, you don't touch it. Now, Justin Bieber is a completely different situation, because in this conversation, Justin is widely viewed as someone who may have been vulnerable, not someone responsible. There are old clips people keep resurfacing where Diddy talks about spending time with a very young Justin, and the internet has replayed those moments for years because Justin looks uncomfortable in some of them. So viewers ask, why isn't Justin a bigger part of the documentary?
Y'all, paparazzi spoke to Bieber, and all he had to say recently was that, don't ask me about that man ever. Some things I moved on from for my own peace. What's in that documentary? Let's just say people are finally waking up. He also goes on to say, I was a kid, I didn't know anything, I don't ever want to talk about that again.
And the answer many people land on is protection. Not protecting the industry, protecting Justin. There's also been recent chatter about paparazzi bringing the documentary up to him. And while we can't verify every quote that's gone viral, the overall message people associate with Justin is clear. He doesn't want to revisit that period. If he was a kid in adult spaces, that's not a storyline to sensationalize for views. So the theory is, leaving him out wasn't about hiding the truth, it was about not turning a painful chapter from someone's childhood into content. Justin's grown now, trying to live his life, and if he's healing, forcing that back open would be cruel. He doesn't need the world replaying his pain for clicks. So the idea is 50 left Justin out to avoid turning someone's childhood into entertainment. And honestly, that's one of the most human decisions in this whole discussion. Next is Usher. Usher has long been linked to Diddy's orbit back when he was a teenager, in that early industry boot camp era people keep referencing. He's hinted in interviews that he witnessed things he wished he could forget. And fans also bring up the fact that Justin later ended up around Diddy too, which some people believe Usher regrets. So why would Usher be missing from the documentary? Same reason as Justin. Many viewers see him as someone who may have been exposed to adult spaces too young, not as a perpetrator. And that type of story can get dark fast, darker than a mainstream platform might want to show, especially when it involves a young star's experiences. And now we get to the biggest name people keep circling, Clive Davis. A lot of casual viewers don't recognize that name, but industry watchers do. The claim online is simple. If Diddy is a powerful figure, then Clive is the kind of executive people describe as operating even higher up the ladder. People online claim Clive Davis is the real gatekeeper, the kind of executive with decades of influence and connections across labels, platforms, and media. In that framing, Diddy isn't the top of the pyramid, he's a player inside a bigger machine. So why would Clive be missing from a mainstream documentary? The theory is simple: power. Critics say naming someone that connected could stall distribution, marketing, and industry support fast. That's why they call it the biggest omission, because focusing on one figure means less if the wider system stays untouched. So that's the list people keep pointing to. The 7 names viewers claim were kept out of the Netflix documentary. And if you believe Katt Williams was hinting at this back in 2024, then the takeaway is simple. Some stories surface, but certain names stay insulated. From the ones fans argue are too connected to the ones people think were left out for legal or ethical reasons, it all feeds the same question: how much of the real picture ever makes it to the screen? And this isn't over. The investigation conversation hasn't cooled, the legal pressure keeps growing, and the public is still watching every move. Now, I want to hear from you. Which name do you think should have been addressed, and why? Do you think leaving people out was a smart call, or does it prove the system protects its own? Drop your take in the comments. If you want more breakdowns like this, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next upload. And share this video with that friend who always has the hottest theory. I'll catch you in the next one, right here on Celebs Under Fire.